got the opponent? This is Tony. Who's got the opponent? Hey, they're going to bring players to the podium. You know what we're going to do? Jones or Stallings? Thank you. Other players available outside the locker room after they dress. Gotcha. Vanderbilt will be bringing Coach Stallings and Damian Jones to the podium. Other Vanderbilt players will be available outside the locker room. During Kentucky's player portion will be Karl Anthony Towns, Aaron Harrison, and Marcus Lee. Tony to the production room. I need a final box as soon as you can get it. Thank you. Kentucky 65, Vanderbilt 57. Kentucky 18-0 overall, 5-0 in the Southeastern Conference. Vanderbilt 11-7 and 1-4 in league play. With 18 consecutive victories to begin the season, UK off to the fourth best start in program history. Wildcats are 196 and 27 all time when ranked number one and have won 36 of the last 38 games as the AP top ranked team. It was Coach Calipari's 100th home game at Kentucky. Has a record of 96-4. That is school record for any coach in his first 100 games. Coach Rick Pitino, 94-6. Joby Hall and Tubby Smith, 88-12 each. And Vanderbilt contingent's here.
Well, I thought we did some good things and just didn't do quite enough. And there's really no consolation in doing some good things. We came to do enough to win and didn't. thought we defended them well. I thought we rebounded, for the most part, fairly effectively. Aside from the first 5 or 6 minutes of the game, I thought we took care of the ball pretty well. They obviously got to the foul line a lot more than we did, and did a better job at the foul line than we did. But I was okay with how my team played. I was. I wish we could have done a little bit more, but I thought there was a lot of fight and a lot of energy and a lot of grit. And of course, you have to play that way against them, or they'll embarrass you, because they'll really run you out of here. So, congratulations to them. John's got a really good team. He is very, very underrated as a coach, and especially as a defensive coach. Their defense is terrific. So that's all I got. I didn't think that I was going to bring a group in here who's going to quit. So, again, as we like to say, playing hard is just the price of admission. That's just comes with being on the team. You better play hard, or you don't deserve to have a uniform. And our guys played hard. We did. Key possession of the game, we went zone. They shot an air ball, saved it. And Aaron Harrison hits the corner three over there and kind of broke us. But nevertheless, it was good game. We had some guys that underperformed. You can't come here and have guys underperform and win. You just can't. You got to have everybody playing at top of their game or close to it. And I thought Dame did. I thought Riley and Matt did. Wade was awfully good. Both of our point guards played well, actually. Shelton played well. But we had some guys that weren't quite as good as they need to be in order for us to win here.
Kevin Booker's been really hot for them, and he had a very quiet night. But like you said, Aaron stepped up. How difficult are they to contain with so many weapons that they can throw at you?
Well, I think that what makes them, the best team in the country is they can have guys have off nights. They can have a poor shooting night. Their margin for error is quite substantial. And so, I'd like to think that we tried real hard and did a good job on Booker. I think Booker is, watching him on film, man, he's incredible. But they just have weapons, and that's why they're good.
Kevin, so many teams have come in and or played them anywhere and have really packed it in and sort of dared them to make shots from the outside. Did you guys make a more concerted effort maybe to take the three away from them?
I would say we just kind of came in to play our regular defense, and I wasn't going to come in here and change everything that we did. That just doesn't make any sense to me. Our team is a team that's trying to get better. We're a work in progress. We've got some really good young players, but there were certain guys that we sure didn't want shooting threes. That's for sure. But you look down and they were 4 for 6. That's good. That's good. That's get to the foul line 32 times and make most of your threes. So maybe I'd like to think that. We defended them well. I thought our defense was really good, and problem is so is theirs.
Kevin, you said going into this thing, they might have the best defense you've ever seen. The way that game started, what were you thinking about that take on that defense, and then what were you able to do to really give them trouble there later in the game?
Well, honestly, I'm sure that to a lot of eyes, it looked like their defense was totally disrupting us. But this is what you deal with, and I'm kind of entertained because John can't come in here and talk about his young team tonight because my team's younger than his. And if you guys want to check that out statistically, they're 346 and we're 348. So we're actually younger than them. And but I literally call a play that we've been running all season long for the first possession of the game and have a guy completely run to the wrong side of the floor, which kills the playoff. You can't run it now. And so we end up turning it over on that possession, but we got everybody looking around at the one guy saying, "Where the hell are you going?" And we had 3 or 4 things like that at the beginning of the game. Honestly, to me, it was more us playing like we were temporarily outside of our minds than it was anything that they were doing defensively. And at the first time out, I said, "Can we just go where we go, like we practice?" And let alone trying to make the shot once we get to the shot. Let's just go where we're supposed to go first. And later in the game, I thought we got out in transition against them. We did a good job of pushing the ball and hitting our shooters on the wings and finding our shooters and penetrating. And there was something we said coming into the game against these guys. You better penetrate to find somebody. You don't penetrate to go in and score over the top of them because that's not happening. And I thought we did a good job of that. And I think that's why later in the game things opened up for us a little bit.
Last one, guys. Last one.
Kevin, did you, in the transition, was it just trying to beat their defense before it gets there?
Yeah, I mean, heck, as good as it is, you need to try to beat it before it gets set up as far as I'm concerned. Now, I lost, so maybe I don't know what I'm talking about, but that felt like as good a chance as any for us was to get down there and try to beat them before they got it set. So, but again, congratulations to them. I'm sure this will be a very entertaining season, or continue to be a very entertaining season for all the people that like the Big Blue. So, are we done? All right, Damian, thanks for coming.
Coach Calipari on the way again. Players during that segment, or during the player portion: Carl Anthony Towns, Aaron Harrison, and Marcus Lee. Noting Aaron Harrison had 14 points to lead the Wildcats tonight, all those coming in the second half. Scored UK's 7 of UK's last 9 points. UK was sitting on 56-51. Aaron Harrison scored 7 of the last 9. UK led the entire game, but never more than 12 points. Note on Carl Towns, he had 7 blocked shots tonight. That is a career high for him, most by a Wildcat this season.
Cal, what was the difference for Aaron in the second half? It looked like you were getting on him pretty hard there in the first half, but then he showed up and made a bunch of big plays down the stretch.
Yeah, I think he played so well in the second half. That's who he is. And I thought his brother played that well, too. They both played with unbelievable energy. They were aggressive and attacked. They played smart. They didn't try to make crazy plays. They made easy plays that they could make. But Aaron basically threw dagger after dagger. I thought Marcus Lee played really well. Willie did what Willie does. And then he took that jumper, and I know we all looked at each other like, what in the world? But he's been practicing that. That's something that he's been working on. Made his free throws. Dakari in the first half you just can't play that way. In the second half, he played. We had some guys not play well, but that's what happens when you have a lot of guys. You just kind of scramble until you figure out, okay, who's got it going? And that's what I did in the second half, and I just ran with the guys that had it going.
Cal, you've talked about defense. This team has talked about taking pride in defense. What happened there in that stretch? Was that just a case of them going crazy and hitting shots? Or?
Yeah, anytime you make a mistake against them, they make shots. And let me say this, and I told Kevin, I watched a bunch of their tape. The job he's done with that young team is phenomenal. Each time down the floor against a normal defense, we're like not normal. Like we're like ridiculously fighting, scratching, and every play, every pass. A normal team, they get a good shot off every time. Now, they may not make them all, but they get them off. Against a team like us, anytime we had a breakdown, anytime we ran into a screen, anytime we didn't find a shooter in transition, they made them. Or at least, let's say, 70% of them. They didn't miss many of those. But I told him after the game what a job he's doing with that team. They're playing exactly how they have to win, and it's a good game for us.
John, on the time and score, why was Willie's shot good and when Dakari's was not?
His was good because it went in. I tell guys on plays like that, you want to shoot a ball like that, you better make it. Dakari shot a fadeaway, and Dakari, they had 3 blocks, and they were all Dakari shots. He's still turning into the defense and shooting the ball in front of the guy. Like, you can't shoot. You gotta, if you're going to your left, you got to shoot it here. If you're going to your right, you got to shoot it here. You can't turn, and that's what he keeps doing. But he made free throws. He did some good stuff. Like I said, we'll learn from this. We did an offensive rebound. This team, they rebounded with us. But it was a good win. I mean, I'm happy.
Cal, did they try to take the 3 away from you a little more than some teams have? And then what did you think they did with Devin defensively?
They didn't do anything. He wasn't, did they try to take the 3 away? I know we only took 6. We made 4. I don't know, but I know this. We were posting the ball, and we missed a bunch of bunnies in there. And what they said was, let's see if we can play them one-to-one in the post. I would say if a team does that to us, I'm happy, but we missed a ton of those. And balls ripped from us a little bit. And
Hey, John, were Dakari's first half issues mainly defensive stuff? I think I saw
wasn't ready to play.
Okay.
He wasn't in the frame of mind you have to be to play. The energy wasn't there. Shots blocked again. Everybody's going crazy on defense, and he's standing there. Boom, you're out. Second half, he went in and did it. And Aaron was kind of the same way. I said, I'm not settling for that. Look, I have a vision of each of these kids, the best version of themselves. But they have to play extremely hard. They got to play with unbelievable energy and some emotion. And they all know the plays that we're trying to get them to make. And they're capable of doing it, but they're not machines, they're not computers. But I'm not, I'm not backing up. I know what these guys are capable of, and I'm holding them to that standard.
How important was that stretch by Marcus when he scored those 6 straight points and sort of brought you guys back to life at a time when you needed it?
Yeah, he was terrific. I thought he did well. And my staff kept saying to me, you know, hey, now what I was afraid of at the end of the game was they were going to foul him. And I didn't want to put him on the foul line. I said, you look, your free throw shooting is 100 times better, but I don't want to put you in this position. I'm not going to do that to you. And that's why I didn't put him in at the end.
John, could you talk about the play of Carl and what you hope he gets from a game like this?
Again, you know, by the end of the season, I want Carl to be the best big man in the country, that he plays pick and roll as good as any big man. See, if you can't play pick and roll, you understand that next level, you got an issue. I want him to be someone that when you watch him, he's unbelievable in pick and roll. That if you don't double team him in the post, he'll score. That if he doesn't score, he's going to get you to foul. He's not playing that way right now. A guy that there's times we can put him in pick and slide him to the elbows and let him shoot some jumpers. And then, again, he had 7 blocks today. Go rebound that ball. Go block shots. Go do those things offensively. Fly. Physically, he's not mature enough in those legs. It's hard for him to stay down and fight. He wants to do it upper body. Well, he's 18, 19 years old. That's why. But my vision is, by the end of the year, he is the best big guy in the country.
Cal, did Dominique have any sort of setback there with
No,
his,
the game was just, again, I don't want to put guys in positions where, you know, they could cost us a game when I'm the one that's not giving them the experience. So the game got tight, and I just went with the rotation to win the game.
John, what do you think of Riley, LaChance, and
They all played well. Played well. They shot well. They weren't afraid. I mean, they had 16 turnovers, but, you know, they were fighting the whole game. They never quit playing. I mean, there was until the horn went off, they did not quit. I told Kev, I said, I'm impressed with them. I'm glad we're not playing them up there. Ooh, I wouldn't want to do that.
Was there a problem with transition defense? Because they seem to get some stuff there.
We missed some matchups, but it's really hard when guys are running to the three-point line. And they were running everybody to the three-point line. We had some miscommunication. I watched the tape, but again, you have to understand, we guarded today. We guarded. They made some tough threes. Any mistakes we made, they made us pay. But I liked our effort. I liked our energy.
When Aaron missed his first 3 of the second half, it looked like you sort of looked at him and tried to lift his spirits a little bit. Was there
Who's that?
Aaron.
I just want him to play and compete. I don't care about missed shots. They do. So the whole team, they miss a play. There's some other guys today couldn't make plays, and then they just melted because they're so into offense. Just play hard. Just attack the basket. Make the plays you can make. 1 dribble pull-ups. Can't be guarded. Make threes if they're there. Defend, dive, run. Don't stop playing and get beat on a back door. The shot goes up. Don't look at the ball. Block out your man. All things that they're capable of doing. He's as good as any player in the country when he's playing the way he played today in that second half.
Was there something specific that you said to him during halftime?
I told him I love him.
Back here, what, if anything, does having the best record after 100 games mean to you? Back here, way in the back.
It means we've had 19 draft picks. It means we've had a team full of draft picks now, that I've had the best players in the country here the last 5 years, now going on 6 years. And they've accepted being coached. They accepted each other. Selfless kind of kids. You know, our 3 pillars: industriousness, work. Work. When you look at my guys, they understand how to work when they leave us. See, it's not just saying words like we're this. No, this is what we're about. Servant leadership, which means they're great teammates. They understand. We get them to the second pillar. And the third pillar, kind heart. So you look at John Wall, you look at Nerlens Noel, you look at DeMarcus Cousins, you look at all these kids, Patrick Patterson. You're talking about kids that leave us that understand how to work, that understand what leadership is, servant leadership. And they also understand what it means to have a kind heart. care about other people, to make time for somebody that you just made their month. We got a great group of kids that have been here.